Or
Good morning, everyone. We will begin this meeting now, Meetup collaboration. And I would like to introduce, well, first of all, I would just like to acknowledge that our district director is in the house, Ms. Deborah Almond. I also would like to recognize our past immediate past district director, Clarice Cresser. We do have other division directors and area directors in the house, but I'm not going to introduce everyone, but I thank you for being here. I would like to now turn it over to our moderator, Roberta Nadler, public relations manager.
thank you everyone for attending the Meetup collaboration. So Meetup has been utilized in our district now for several years, some years more than others, as a powerful tool to promote Toastmasters for clubs to gain new members. And over the years, we've learned that some clubs have an amazing, magical Meetup experience, and they have lots of members on their Meetup, and then that transfers over to their club. And then some clubs have been on Meetup with not so much success. And so we've definitely learned that, you know, there is a kind of a sweet spot that maybe people, you know, don't want to spend too much time on Meetup, but they want to get some results. So the focus of this group is for us to develop some best practices of utilizing Meetup and to share our experiences. So I kind of to get things rolling, and we're going to go round robin, answering some different questions, and hopefully we can learn from each other. So why don't we start by we'll round robin and just introduce your under a minute, because we don't want to do the whole meeting with just the introductions. Who you are, what club you're in, and have you been using Meetup? So we'll start with Carolyn.
Hello, I'm Carolyn Moore. I'm with Talents Unlimited and Division A Leaders, Toastmasters. And as far as I know, we have not used Meetup for our clubs.
Okay, and Linda?
Good morning. Yes, good morning, fellow Toastmasters. I'm with the Lehigh Valley Toastmasters, and we have a new public relations vice president, and she is very savvy with doing public relations. So we're looking forward to having her help our club. She is very qualified in Canva, but she was not able to attend the meeting today. And as far as I know, there has been nothing done with Meetup for our club. However, I'm proud to say we have 4 new younger members that just joined our club. And we're looking forward to getting more by using Meetup and Canva.
Excellent.
So, thank you.
Okay, Deborah.
Okay. Let's see here. Well, I'm Deborah Goldman, and I'm with Soul Speakers in Special Edition. Soul Speakers had Meetup for a while with our former president, paid for it and monitored it. What we got was a lot of people interested in joining a Meetup, but not interested in coming to visit the Toastmaster Club.
Okay.
But I wasn't involved with it. I've done Meetups before, and my experience was primarily the same thing. They like the Meetup, but they don't commit to what the Meetup's trying to promote.
Okay, I mean, these are really good comments, so which we're going to be all discussing. And I wrote that one down because I thought that was a good point. Leo.
Fellow Toastmasters, my name is Leo Slokey, Area Director C1, also President of Madera Toastmasters in Simi Valley. And I am looking for all avenues to attract and represent our club. We currently are not using Meetup, but I am very interested. I've heard about it, and I'm here to just learn more. Thank you.
And Kevin Brooks.
Fellow Toastmasters and esteemed dignitaries. I'm VP PR for Simi Valley Toastmasters. I'm in Leo's area, Club 3533. And our previous VPR used Meetup and was very enthusiastic about it. We actually had 2 memberships for many years. Recently, we had an officers meeting and we started talking about the club becoming hybrid and some of the expenses we're going to have going if we go hybrid. And then we discussed Meetup and whether the expense was paying off. So we're leaning towards not using Meetup because of the expense and other expenses. And we would like it if the district maybe had something where we could share a Meetup and get a connection, the district or the area. We don't want to bear all the expense ourselves.
Okay, that's a good point, and I'm going to put that down as a note to talk about that. Eve?
So all in all, I'm here to, well, we also went through our membership and we were able to verify we got visitors from Meetup, but again, we never got a member. So I'm here to see if we're doing something wrong, if we could defray some of the costs for Meetup. It might be worth to keep. It is a good publicity avenue.
Okay.
But right now, I want to hear from others.
No, that's the whole point, collaboration. Eve?
Years ago, David Mahachek started a Meetup, and we did have good response from it. We did get club members, and they were younger than us anyway. So that was a good thing. Now, at this point, none of them have stayed, especially with COVID. What I do know is that it's nice because I guess when you have a Meetup account, you can do like 3 different groups or something like that. So David had let us use his account, and so at no cost to us.
Okay.
And I think that is nice. We actually had someone come in. It just started sending out emails again for Meetup. We just had someone come in a week and a half ago through Meetup. So we'll see what happens.
All right. Thank you. And we did have David very active in doing trainings for the district several years ago on the Meetup, along with Kirkland. Richard.
Hi, my name is Richard Manson-Hing, and I'm the new incoming VP PR. I've been a member of White Hatters Club since September last year. I'm a tech entrepreneur, and I do have a little bit of experience with online marketing and funnels and things like that. So with Canva, I do have a little bit of experience. Meetup, I don't have much experience. I've really never really attended a meetup, and although I've been invited to many. So I'm excited to learn some more about how we can use Meetup at White Hatters. Again, along with what Eve has already said.
All right. And I know White Hatters is a stronghold for Meetup. Darnell.
Yes, good morning. My name is Donnell Evans, and I'm a currently member of White Talkers and Talents Unlimited. Yes, I have used Meetup in the past, and we did get a few members, but like others said, we got a lot of people that were potential, were more like looky-loos. One of the caveats for using Meetup was doing the open house. It was able to attract people out to the open house, to at least to look at it, especially when I was a division director, we had a division open house. And most of our guests came from Meetup to kind of look to find out about Toastmasters and talk to a couple of the club presidents. Thank you.
Oh, wow. We're going to be asking you more about that. That
Okay.
sounds like a really good idea. Maria. I see Maria there. You still tired out from the Canva presentation? Okay, well, give you a pass for introducing
No,
yourself.
I'm here. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I was having a hard time hitting the mute. Unmute. My name is Maria Azevedo. I'm a member of several clubs in Division F and outside Division F, but we've used Meetup with Talk of the Town when the district ran a promotion. We didn't have any luck with it, and so we discontinued it, but our division has a Meetup. So we're looking to learn more to maximize the opportunity of Meetup. But with my experience of Talk of the Town, I almost feel like it's more for an urban setting, and some of our clubs are in kind of rural areas or rural communities. So it's just a comment. I'm not sure if that's really true, but wanted to share.
I think that's a good point. A good point. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right. Yawa?
Yeah, that's correct.
Oh, good.
Good morning. My name is Yawa Donsu, and I'm part of China Lake Toastmaster Club. I am a VPPR there. I remember a long time ago before I joined the club, they used to have a meetup, and the previous, I would say maybe 6 years ago, VPPR is the one who has the account, and then he tied to his own account. But when he left the club, we got so much trouble with that meetup, and we cannot afford the cost, so we just give up. So I'm here today to see maybe there's something wrong with joining and learn something. Thank you.
Okay, so a lot of you have talked about the cost. So we're at the district are listening to this very acutely. Clarice.
Yes, thank you, Roberta. I am a member of all the clubs in Area A5 and Division A, which comprise of 4 clubs, plus another club in A1. We did use in the A5, and I think everyone who referred to using Meetup are referring to the same time frame. There was a special support from the district, which we participated in the pilot. Our club president, Michael Mack of Pro Talk, actually took the lead in coordinating that. From what I recall, we had some success in getting a few looky-loos, but again, like others had mentioned, did not have anyone that really stayed. So the cost is definitely a factor for the clubs I belong to, and would just here to learn and see what else can we do.
Okay, great. Roxy.
Good morning. Yes, that's my name, Roxy Patterson. I'm a member of Citywide Word Wizards and Eye Opener, which is a dual club, Membership Masters and Division A Leaders. We had a meetup one time, I think under the deal that was offered. I believe it was only controlled by one person. We didn't share it with too many people in the club. We didn't really understand it. And so it just faded away into the woodwork. I think if we learn more on how to handle it, wasn't a Facebook expert, and I know you have to handle it. You can't just hope everybody finds you. So maybe there's tricks on how to make your meetup more appealing. I think that would be worthy of looking at again if the cost was right, because right now in Zoom, we're not collecting our dues. So we have no way of having income at the moment. Yeah.
All right. Ying Ming.
Hey everybody, nice to see all the old faces, familiar faces, sorry, not old faces, familiar faces and new people. Now, my name is Yimin Li. My home club is in Ridgecrest, which is small town, same as Yawa in China Lake. Now I'm in, I don't know, 9 or 10 clubs, including 2 clubs in District 1. Now my experience with Meetup is, we don't have in our local because I have found out to be the population base is very important. If you're in a bigger city with younger generation who is kind of like to intermingle with other people, work out great. So District 1, the 2 clubs I'm in, they all use Meetup. They have people coming in and join as a member. I heard about other clubs I have been in who try to meet up. It's always return on investment, right? How much money you put it out? Did you get any people in? So I found out that in my just kind of logical looking at, if you got in the urban situation with more population, Meetup will help you out more because they use them anyway to do other stuff. Now, one more caution I have to tell you is, one of the club in District 1, when they had Meetup people come in with the Zoom meetings, they actually got Zoom bombers coming in through Meetup. So they had to cut them off. So those are the things you have to watch out. When you open up, people can come in because you got a Meetup. They say, hey, I'm coming. Then they come in, they start showing off some of the best stuff, and then we had to shut them off. But that's one side effect, just want to let you know. But other than that, I have not really particularly used the Meetup, so I'm just here to learn.
Well, this is going to be a very interesting journey for all of us. I'm taking a lot of notes here. Jose?
Hi, everybody. This is Jose Partida. I am the VP PR for Madera Toastmasters, and I'm here with Leo Soloki, our area director. We never use Meetup in this particular club. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we
Can
can.
you hear me? Give me a thumbs up. Okay, perfect. All right. So in Madera, we never use Meetup whatsoever, but I know in my other club, Los Amigos, they have used Meetup. I don't know if they still use it to this day. I'm on the Meetup page and trying to look up their page, but that's my only exposure to Meetup. It's just that our other club did have it.
All right, excellent. Who else has not introduced themselves? Has everybody introduced themselves?
Debbie Almond.
I haven't.
Debbie Almond. Oh my gosh, Debbie.
That's okay. So I have multiple memberships in clubs, but I have 2 clubs using Meetup. One of them is California City Toastmasters. It's a new club that we formed, and it kind of collapsed in the first 3 months of being. So that actually has 26 Meetup members. We have also Gift of Gab, that is a club where we got down to, I think, 12 members, and that has 50 members. I've offered Speechcraft in collaboration with the Meetup groups, and also posted videos, for example, the virtual guest book. What's great about Meetup is it has a way of posting our branded videos. I read up on YouTube on how to be successful. I haven't applied it, what I learned from YouTube, but I will continue to use it. Thank you.
All right. Debbie, if I call on you in a little bit, are you going to be able to share your club's Meetup page with everyone?
Maybe, yes.
Okay. I know I'm putting you on the spot, but that's what happens in a collaboration meeting.
Okay, well, I'll work on that. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. All right. Flora, are you here?
Roberta, we have hands up. We have Annie Hall and Marianne Fan, hands up.
Oh, all right. Marianne? Richard Rossi, you didn't introduce yourself.
I just attended late. I'm sorry. I'm Richard Rossi. I'm the VP of PR in 2 groups, Menu Masters in Thousand Oaks and Reach for the Stars in Bakersfield. I'm also the district newsletter publisher. I'm going to be new to the Meetup experience. I really have nothing to offer. I am anxiously waiting to hear about all the success that we can put into place. So I'm relying upon all of you to help me out here.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right. And Annie Hall, your hand was up. Annie?
Yes. Good morning, everyone. I am Annie Hall. I belong to
Citywide Word Wizards and Eye Openers. We did try Meetup a few years back before we went virtual. I believe we only had one attendee. We had a lot of people that joined our Meetup group, but there was actually one attendee. I remember her, but it was not successful. And that was during the time when the district was reimbursing us for the cost of Meetup. So I found that it was not worth it to continue if the district wasn't paying for it. And that's my experience.
All right. And there was one other person. Thank you, Annie. Thank you. And all right. I'm just looking at some notes here. There was one other person with a hand up, and then I'm going to make some comments, and then we'll move on.
We have two people, Mary Ann Fan.
Oh, there.
Yes. This is Mary Ann Pham. I'm in Division B, member of Point Mugu Toastmasters and Toastmasters Nerds. And I was VP of Public Relations this last Toastmasters year. And we've used Meetup for Toastmasters Nerds. Not too successfully. We haven't been able to get any new members from it. We do have some people visiting here and there, but usually they don't come back.
All right.
So just looking to learn and seeing what we can do better.
So, all right. So I'm just going to make some generalized statements.
Just 1 minute,
Oh,
please,
sorry.
Roberta.
Oh, all right.
We have two other hands up. Armando.
Hey, good morning. Good morning, everyone. My name is Amadou Nabangi, and I am a member of Pro Talk Toastmaster Club, also new vice president of membership. I'm not really familiar with Meetup and have never used it, but as we're looking to attract new members to our club, I'm just here to learn more about it.
All right.
Next will be Denise Shepherd.
Denise.
And the rest of
Hi.
the questions
Hi
we'll
there.
take after Roberta's comments.
Hi there, I'm Denise Shipper. I'm an area director and I'm with Pro Talk and another club. And in Pro Talk with Clarice, we did try to use Meetup, but it wasn't very successful at the time, but I'm hoping to learn a lot of good information today. So thank you.
All right. So just a couple of general ideas. I think most importantly, in anything that we do, Meetup, Instagram, to get people to the club, doesn't matter. Once they get to the club experience has to be great and consistent. Otherwise, they're not going to join. So you really can't blame a platform for people not joining your club. You have to take ownership of the club experience wherever people come from, the newspaper article, wherever. If they come to your club, can you convert them over to become a member? Do you have a nice process of welcoming them in, not making them feel on the spot, having your meeting interesting? So would everybody pretty much agree that that general idea is true, that you really can't blame one place for it not working if somebody comes to the club? Would anybody disagree with that?
No.
Okay. So with that said, Meetup is one of many ways of prospecting. Now, Flora and I spent a week before this visiting meetups every day, didn't we, Flora? Flora? Are you around, Flora?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did. So Flora and I went up on Meetup and we looked at meetups in every division of District 33, didn't we? We did, and it was very, very, very interesting. What we learned a lot, because before we did this, we wanted to see what was going on. Without calling anyone out, we sent messages to several Meetup administrators lots of messages. And Deborah Almond, where are you, Deborah?
Right here.
You get the gold star in District 33 for we sent you a message in the Meetup platform and you answered numerous times without calling anyone out. You were the only one in District 33 where we reached out in your club meetup and got a response. What we also learned,
and it was right away.
It was right away. So, Deborah, you get a star. Everyone else, then Flora and I started reaching out to the big meetups of Toastmasters and other districts. And we found the Studio City meetup that's run by the past district director of, what is that, District 52? 52. He answered his message right away within like 30 seconds and said, we get a lot of members from Meetup. They have 160 people in their Meetup. And he said it transfers over, to people coming as a guest. And so kind of what the most obvious is the truth that we know about anything that we do, that those that use the medium, answer their messages, have a strategy, it works. Those that host it and then do nothing, just like joining Toastmasters. You join and you never go to a meeting, what are you going to get out of it? So kind of the first auxiliary lesson is, if you do the meetup, you need to be, you need to really work the meetup to make it, successful for your club. So one of the tricks on that is if you have a lot of people in your meetup and you have members of your club, you need to have your members respond to the meetup saying they're going to the meeting. That is really important. And that transfers over to if you're in other groups too, hiking groups, referral groups, that when people are on the Meetup platform, they can see how many people are going to that particular event and who the people are. So that's a little secret there of getting people to get to know you a little bit, is if you do the meetup, have people respond that they're going to the meeting. So I think since we have a lot of newcomers that for the meetup, I think it would very be important. We have 2 members that were willing to share their accounts and the messages. Deborah Almond, are you ready to share?
I am.
Okay.
All right. All right. Let's do that. All right, here's my account. I have just the standard meetup. I have a bicycling group called Team Bakersfield, and then I have 2 Toastmasters groups. Both of them, I use pictures. These are all personal pictures that I have. This one is actually a speech craft that I offered through California City Toastmasters. And so it's super easy to load in videos. You can see on this other one, I have a wonderful video. It's called the Toastmasters Club Experience. So they can actually look at something that shows them what a meeting, the roles of the meeting.
Wow.
I have messages that it tells me how long it's been there. So here's the one that Roberta called, and yes, I will be there. And whenever someone comes in, I ask them what their goal is or what interests them about this group. I welcome them, and then I post different meeting times. I think what I discovered was I wasn't getting a lot of members. I have gotten a couple, but I went to YouTube and they talked about giving them something without asking for something. In other words, giving them some educational. They've signed up for a public speaking group, and so you give them public speaking articles or tips, and that gives them value, and then you can invite them to something that is consistent with that. So that is something I haven't tried, but there's all kinds of branded information that here's all the people.
Wow.
So I have probably over 100 with the 3 combined reports, and they sometimes they'll join a couple different of the clubs or all 3.
So then
Anyway.
when they join the meetup, every time you have a meeting, they get reminded of the meeting and who's speaking?
Only when I post the meeting. So
okay,
it's you have an event, so that's the meeting, but you can save that template. You don't have to do things over again, but you send them a template. We're having a meeting at this time, and then I can give them the Zoom login, or I can wait till the RSVP and then give it to them then. What you don't get is any way to communicate with them other than this system. So you don't get their email address. So you can't separately contact them. You don't get their phone number. I send a message by hitting this. You can choose everyone, or you can choose an individual. So if I wanted to send Casey something, you can look at what their likes are. So here's their different things, and the way that they find you is through taglines. So I have a series of taglines that I've developed that are fear of speaking, public speaking, Toastmasters, tags that if they have that in their profile, then it'll come up and then they can choose us.
so that would seem, the taglines would be a good content for all of us to have.
Yes.
Is that something you could share with us?
I'm
Not
sure I could.
now,
Sure I
not
can
now,
find it.
but
Yeah,
okay.
no, I'm sure I could. What I heard Maria say that it doesn't work for remote areas, and I think it does, because California City is a remote area, and I was getting hits immediately. You think about supply and demand, there's nothing to do in California City. It's the closest major city is Tehachapi, about a half hour away. It's kind of its own little island. And that was the fastest growing meetup account that I've had.
Interesting. All right, this is very good. I mean, we're not going to be giving everybody any of the answers today.
No.
This was a day of listening to people. Eva, she had something to share with us. Are you here, Eva?
I'm gonna stop sharing. There
Okay.
you go.
I'm here. I do need to be able to share my screen. Deborah's was the good one, because she comes in on the back end where you see how to set it up and what's all involved, and what you get these. interviews. I think I joined Meetup just because to sign in that, for this. And so I'm not that familiar with it. I need to be able to share my screen, whoever is the host. And so what I have to show you is just once they join to get the emails, they kind of join that group, then you can send emails. And these are some emails that I have that have gone out. One of them is from 2017 and one is a recent one. And I'm still not able to share. Oh, there we go.
You're a
Okay,
co-host now, Eva?
I am. Now it's there. Okay, so this one is the 2017, and it's just the email that goes out. So like it has been mentioned is that you want to have a lot of people of your club signing in, and yes, you are going, so that they see a lot of people are going. Same with your website, where you want people to put their profiles on there and a little bit about themselves so the public can see them. And let's see, the other one. So what I'm specifically showing is that the little, we love visitors and a little bit about the club. Then the other one is a newer one. Here it is. That's, hold on. Wrong one.
So Eva, are these messages that you're sending out, they were written by David and they're scripted?
These are by David, yes. And this one is join us for storytelling, inspiration, and great fun. So yes, for some reason they stopped during COVID. Then all of a sudden, just a couple months ago, they started going out again, and it had all of our stuff that was not all the old stuff where we were meeting and stuff. So we had to go in and correct it, which I have never done, but anyway, so that's just a basic what people might get once they join the group.
All right. So I think this is very insightful thus far. I mean, it seems that the cost is a big factor for everyone, but it also seems that there is room for some collaboration, doing some things area-wise, division-wise, working together. So we're going to have a list of everybody that's been in this meeting. And I don't think this is a solution that we can figure out on the spot, but it seems that some of the clubs could be working together on one Meetup account. Would everybody agree on that? Anyone disagree?
Deborah would know the best, maybe.
What do you think, Deborah?
Well, at least the level I have, I think it's, I don't even know how much it costs. I'd like to get the pro account where it's more, you have more meetings, and then you could share, but mine are full. I don't want to share.
Well, that's the thing. I think that what'll happen is people will kind of step up. That when you're starting, it's a cost. People not sure, they work together, and then as they're getting more success, they're going to want their own, because they see
it could be something where the areas, I mean, you could share the area directors, that group of 5 clubs or 4 clubs or whatever would share one Meetup group, maybe.
The trick is that everyone still has to work their meetings. They have to put what's going on in their meeting. You just can't have it there and then not say, well, this is going to be who's speaking, this is who's attending, this is a special event. So it needs to be, it needs to be work. That would be like joining Facebook and then never putting a post up. It won't do. Because what Flora and I learned when we were looking at meetups that were successful is, I mean, even out of Toastmasters, there's some hiking groups that have 20,000 members, a lot of members. And they're constantly posting events and activities, and messages are going out, and then the groups therefore are very robust. So, you know, that's the commitment. That's the commitment of doing it. And just to give people an account from the district, let's say, and then no one does anything, they didn't get the result. You know, you see that too.
Roberta, this is Leo real quick. So we've talked about cost, but I haven't heard any numbers. So do we get anything free out of the box? Is there like a 30-day free membership? And then what is the initial cost and what is the pro cost? Can you elaborate on that?
Does anybody know? I haven't researched the cost on it recently.
Roberta, we have some hands up. We
Okay.
have Roxy Patterson, Donnell Evans, and Richard Rossi.
Okay, Richard.
I had basically the same question as the cost. I just did a quick search and I saw a $30 a month or every 6 month figure, but I don't know if that's for the pro. And I know there's also discounts for nonprofits. So
Yeah.
I'm curious to know. I mean, I just came out of one of my group meetings and we're talking about this very thing for budgetary purposes. So I'm very curious to know of cost.
So that's something that we can research on the nonprofit cost on that as the public relations team.
We have Roxy Patterson next.
Hi, my question was, in Facebook, you can have an administrator and several moderators. In Meetup, is it the same? For instance, if I did a count of my own, could I give one club, 2 clubs accounts, and would I be able to identify or appoint someone that would be in charge of making sure it's run properly?
Yes, you can. You can do that.
Donnell Evans. Thank you, Roxy.
Yes, thank you, Flora. Yes, through this presentation, we keep hearing people talking about cost, and I want to talk about some more cost-efficient ways of getting members. I know during the pandemic, one of our VP of public relations recommended Nextdoor. It's a free platform that we use and got like 2 members out of that. So if we're looking for something that's less expensive, especially if we're in the virtual, and now we're starting opening up now, we can start using Nextdoor. That's what we've used. And that's just my recommendation for those that are having, you know, problem with cost. Thank you.
I think that's a great comment. I mean, my intuitive feeling on this, and I could be wrong, is I love the idea. Who said it? I think it was you, Darnell. Was it the open house for the division?
Yes. Yes, I can just give you a little background on that. When I was division director, one of our goals was to become president distinguished. And one of our club presidents, who happened to serve as my public relations specialist for the district, called me one night and said that she was a little upset about something. And I asked her what was the problem. She said her club, she wanted to do an open house for her club where she had got this published author who was a newscaster to speak, and they voted it down. And I said, well, why be so upset? I said, you're the public relations specialist for the district. You can do it on behalf of the district and get all the clubs involved. And then she kind of got quiet. She said, can we do that? I said, yes, that's your job. So she set up an open house where she asked all the members that was within the district who have published the book to bring their book and put it out and do a raffle on the book. And so I didn't realize we had that many publishers within the district. We had a lot of books out there. So we did a little where they put in a bid for that book, and the person came and spoke. And we had a lot of people who probably came to not only hear about Toastmasters, to hear the speaker speak. And they signed up. They met with a couple of the presidents that was there, who set up little tables, and they joined their club. And our membership came straight up, and we got president distinguished.
Wow. It seems there's a lot of different strategies to go. I mean, to do things collaboratively as a division, an area, an individual club. Leo, the Simi Valley Club, they have been doing the meetup. Are they continuing with it, or what are they going to do?
So this is, I think might be looking out for somebody else. We're not using it at this time.
Sorry. Okay, you're not, is it because of the cost or?
I was Roberta, Kevin
sorry.
Brooks. I was
Sorry.
Simi Valley, speaking for Simi Valley.
Okay.
I believe we are still in it, and I don't have the numbers in front of me. I think I saw online the pro was $30 a month, but I'm thinking maybe $15 a month. And we belong to 2 meetup groups at one time. So I don't have all the details on how it works.
Okay.
But again, cost is important to us as we talk about going hybrid.
Well, it
or
seems
going back to a regular meeting location.
It
Yeah,
seems.
when we used it, when I was district director and we used it, I don't think it was that much, because I think I paid it yearly, and I think at that time it was probably just $60 a year. I know I paid it yearly because I used it. 'Cause I was pretty much using it
I don't
to
have the
get new
details.
club. Yeah, I was using it to start a new club at the time, and I think I had it for 2 or 3 years. And yeah, it was very minimum. It was like $60 a year. So it may have changed in the past 2 years, but back then it was $60 a year.
Well, it seems to me the first step, when Flora and I were looking, there were a lot of Toastmaster clubs in District 33 that have the Meetup account. They're paying for it, they have it. So just like in business, rather than do something new, throw money at something, I think the first step would be to take a look at every single meetup. I know this is a big task, but every single club that has a meetup already, they're paying for it, they have it. And let's get those working first. You know, and it could be that we have a club that's been paying for it. The meetup is a little sleepy, and we infuse some energy by getting another club involved with their meetup or getting a system. So I think in the terms of process, that would be the first step, would be take what we have without spending any more money and making what we have work better for us. And that is basically communicating, some collaboration. Like Deborah could definitely do a little shout out for a club in Ridgecrest. You know, you can definitely, if you have a meetup account, you can shout out clubs anywhere you want in the district. So, you know, we just need to consider a strategy. I think the hashtags are interesting. We could, Deborah, just as an idea that I just came up with top of my head, if you would put it on your hashtag list, you know, moving to a new area, Toastmaster meetup is a great way to meet your new neighbors, you know, because people are moving around. So, you know, we can be, you know, a little creative on these hashtags too. Richard, your group has a tremendous opportunity for new members because you have that you have a group that goes out to dinner.
Well, I don't know if we go to dinner. We haven't done that yet, but we're a foodie group and we do a lot of presentations.
Okay.
And it's very centric. So yes, it is. It's a fertile area.
So the foodie thing is big and popular. And so you can pull people to your Toastmaster group from all those foodie groups and get them into your club.
Exactly.
So if you have if you have a high-tech club, Toastmaster club, then you can pull from the meetup people that are joining the high-tech meetup groups. Does everybody kind of get what I'm saying here?
Yes.
So, you know, that's part of just taking what you have and making it nicer, you know. So, I mean, it seems the first step is make sure your page is looking good your members are engaged with it, you're answering your messages, your hashtags are doing well. I mean, I think those are some of the basic takeaways of what we have in our hands. And then the district can start looking at a little bit of, you know, the costs and see if maybe we can coordinate some kind of opportunity for those clubs where it's just too expensive, you know, for, area wise or division wise, or something that makes sense without it costing an arm and a leg. And I'm going to give the meeting back to Flora.
I am here. Yes, thank you, Roberta. That was that's some great information. Eve, what was the screenshot that you shot for us? I can't read it.
That was starting, let's see. It was, I went into my account, which I'm just a member, that's all. And then I did start a group or something like that and scrolled down. This was I scrolled down and it was, so it took it to Meetup Start Organizing. So, and so this is the least expensive group, I think.
In some of those scripts, we can be sharing with each other. So we're not starting from scratch, you know.
Did everybody see that? I mean,
do you want to share it again?
Sure, I could, let me get my share screen here.
I mean, the scripts and the wording helps everyone.
I put it in chat.
Okay, there it is. So here you can put foodie in here, tech in here, storytelling was a big one.
But this is just, yeah, I don't know. This is starting a group. So that, I mean, it's just, I was looking for prices. They're terrible with their pricing. Can't find it anywhere. So anyway.
All right.
Excuse me, but I just found their website and I put it in the chat box. It was the current pricing. You'll have to scroll up. But it said it was $23.99 per month, unless you want the pro, which is $30 per month.
All right. So that's...
And there's an advantage to the pro because you get more groups that you can form.
Does that include the discount for nonprofit?
No, it's for the public. It's for the public.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that gives us something to kind of work around to kind of figure that out a little bit. And I like Darnell's idea of the next door to explore that. All these social media platforms can work together. Like you could be on Nextdoor and then say, join our meetup group as an example. So it works synergistically together. I'm giving it back to Flora again.
Linda Folk, you have a question?
I have a comment. I did mention that our club had not been involved with Meetup as far as the public relations officer doing anything. I was past president of our club, and I have a friend who has a Meetup group, and she has over 400 followers, and it's more spiritually focused. She let me advertise on her Meetup group for Toastmasters, and I announced it because it was a spiritual format. I said, Toastmasters is a fast track to personal growth. And I changed it up a couple of times, but I had it on there for at least 6 months. And I had only 4 maybe responses. And as someone else mentioned, you can't contact the people who contact you. So that was a little awkward. Sometimes they had a question, but I had no way of getting back to them. But I like the idea that I heard of putting information in that is talking about something exciting that's coming up in your club and to change it out that way. So I'm thinking that I might go back in there on her website if she allows me to. She didn't charge our club anything, and try that idea. So I'm thinking if anyone knows anyone else that has their own meetup group, that maybe they would let you advertise in that way. And the other thought I had is, does Toastmasters International ever advertise in these modalities as a whole, just supporting the Toastmasters clubs?
Yes.
They do?
Deborah.
Yes.
Yes. So yes, they do. In LinkedIn, they have articles, ongoing articles, and that would be a source. If we could take them from that source and put them in Meetup, I think that would satisfy that educational component that YouTube mentioned, that when you give them something, then they're kind of fixed on your site, and then they go further, you know, when you invite them to attend a meeting or a speechcraft. So using what we have, accessing Toastmasters International for what they're doing with LinkedIn, that could open it up. That would, and it wouldn't be more time for us. It would just be figuring out where you get your articles.
I like that idea. Now here's the $1 million question. Who from this has gotten their curiosity piqued on how we could really use Meetup?
Yes, me.
Okay, other than Deborah.
Richard Rossi.
Richard, who else?
And Linda. We
Linda.
just had her say, yes.
Linda.
Richard Manson here. I'm very excited and learning how to use Meetup for this.
All right. So
I
what
have
we
Denise
need.
Shipper.
Who?
Denise Shipper.
All right. Denise, where are you, Denise?
She's at the top of the page.
Okay. And who's taking the notes? Leo?
Leo.
Yep.
All right. Okay. So now, I'm sorry to do this to you all, my lovely Toastmasters, but I have to. Ying Ming, Richard, and Linda, I'm going to request that you be co-chairs of a district-wide Meetup Exploratory Committee to help develop this a little bit. So I didn't put just one person because it's too much for one, but could you three work together with Flora to start to develop some kind of process? Some of the things that would be happening would be giving everybody, all the public relations people, the hashtags, which Deborah has, and then we'll add some. Getting the scripts from Eva, looking at some other ideas. Could you three work together on that?
So did you say Richard, Linda, and Eva?
Not Richard. Ying Ming.
Ying Ming. Okay.
Ying Ming.
So why me?
Why? Because I've worked with you before, and I know that you're very reliable. And that I know you. I know we don't want to give any one person too much to do. And this is an opportunity for people that, you know, aren't head of something to do something, you know, a little something. And I really liked the idea that Linda came up with advertising on other people's Meetup, I thought that was, I thought that was brilliant. Because I think we all are social, we might know people that would do it. And then Richard, since you're a tech entrepreneur, Richard Manson.
Oh, we're talking about, okay, but we have two Richards here.
Richard Manson.
Okay, yeah. So
I'm not asking Richard Rossi because he has a big job doing the newsletter.
Okay.
And we want him, though he could certainly write an article in the newsletter about Meetup experiences. I think that would be a good article if he assigned a writer for it. So all this is no one doing too much work and a little bit of coordination for the benefit of everyone, which is what we learn in Toastmasters. I think that's what we're supposed to learn. Flora, did I get it right?
You got it right, girl.
Okay.
Okay, Richard Rossi has his hand up.
Yeah, thank you, Flora. I have a quick question going back a little bit regarding the coordination with the different social media platforms. It sounds like to me when you set up a Meetup group, and if I'm wrong, just say so, and I'll be happy to hear what the issue is. It seems like it's a passive platform. You know, you set up a group and you wait for people to come and say, "Yeah, that sounds interesting. I'm interested in going to a meeting." If we see groups out there on Meetup that we think might be interested in what we have to offer, is there any way to be progressive with it instead of being passive?
That would be what Linda had mentioned. That exact idea that if there's an active group, you can be more aggressive with it. And I'm not an expert in it, but I think that would be the direction Linda said. And I know from my own experience, I joined a bunch of Toastmaster Meetup groups last week when Flora and I were doing the research. And I started getting my email box inundated with invitations to all of these groups. So, I mean, I know that it's a great avenue for ongoing follow-up and communication. You know, it's just what we do for our messaging. I mean, there definitely is a process. I mean, we definitely you have to be proactive to make it work. And definitely, if they come to your meeting, they're not going to join if I'm going to use a bad word here. If your meeting sucks, they're not going to join.
That's right. That's right.
Sorry to say it like that, people, but that's the truth. Flora.
Okay. Annie Hall has her hand up. Annie?
Yes, I'd like to comment on what Richard was asking. When I managed a group, you would get an email from a person and you get the opportunity to answer them. You can have a two-way communication, but you got to do it through the Meetup. And if they want to come to your club, you can text them back. They'll tell you they're coming. You can invite them. So there is a two-way communication, but it has to stay on the Meetup platform.
Yeah, and I've gotten around that by giving my phone number, or so yeah, you can get around that, and you can ask them also for their information.
Yeah, so
we have Leo with a question.
Yeah, just wanted to confirm those names before we move on. So that was Ying Ming, Richard Manson, and Denise Shipper was going to be part of that co-chair. Is that correct?
Linda.
Oh, Linda Folk. Okay,
Linda.
thank you.
And this is not a ask to spend a bunch of time. This is, we're not asking anyone to have meetings every week even. But, we want to progress it along. We need to do something.
So let me ask you this question. So the mission of this is what you call it, exploitation committee for Meetup. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, to develop a reasonable plan and process to use
Now,
Meetup.
don't you need somebody in the group actually got a Meetup account? And then I don't have one. And for us who does not have account, you can only visit, I think, but you cannot really organize stuff.
We'll figure that. Oh, that's a good point. Does any of the three of you have a account?
Excuse me, I believe you can open a free account for a certain period. If you go into Google and ask the question, there is a way to open a free account.
And we'll add some people to your committee. You're the committee chairs, Ying. So
Okay, that'll be great.
so basically what Flora and I will do next week is there's a ton of Toastmaster clubs in District 33 that have meetups, and we will get people from those clubs to be part of your committee, because the first order of business is going to be who has a meetup already and how can we help them make their meetup work better. I mean, that's the foundational process.
Thank you, Roberta.
We have Kevin Brooks here with us. And Kevin, would you like to be on this committee?
I would be interested in working on the committee. We have a Meetup group, but as you know, our past Vice President for Public Relations, Linda Mann, was heavily involved in that, and she passed away this year. So we're still working out the logistics of transferring many of her responsibilities to other members. So,
but maybe you could.
I would be happy to sit in. I'm not sure who's in the group or what I'd be doing, but
Well,
I have heard that some districts sponsor Meetup, and areas or clubs can advertise information. The cost of Meetup is our big concern.
Right. Well, we have Ying Ming as the chair of this committee, and possibly you could give Ying Ming some ideas or some information, or even Ying Ming would love to have you on his committee.
I might not be the best member for that because I don't currently have access to the club Meetup. Unfortunately, a lot of the passwords Linda had, we weren't able to obtain. So.
Okay, so that will be something that we definitely want to help you with, is figuring out what to do about that situation. I mean, that maybe is an offline situation, but you know, it is important for your club to get
We're
that.
going through the same thing with Facebook. It's once you create a Facebook group, it's not easy to transfer it over.
Yeah, that's a good, you know, that's a good sideline thing to talk about just in general in organizations. If you have who has the account, if something happens to a person, what happens, you know, I mean, it's a sad
Good practice
situation.
to have some backups.
Well,
Have more than one person.
It's a difficult situation, and we all love Linda and we miss her. So
I'm willing to donate an account to this committee so that they can figure out the process.
oh my gosh, Deborah, you're very generous.
Yes, that's wonderful, Deborah. Thank you.
Okay. Shall we put it in Ying Ming's name?
Wait a second. I didn't know I was a chairperson, especially I have never used a Meetup before. That's why I was wondering about that, because I have never used Meetup before.
That's right. So you'd be perfect for it.
Oh, I might just use your account to do something else.
Ying Ming.
Well, we have Linda that knows how to use it.
And we also have a tech entrepreneur on your committee.
Right.
So, which you know, we're not going to micromanage it. One person on your committee should have the account, and you, just because Flora made you committee chair, Ying Ming, when you have your first meeting, you guys could vote on who you want to be the chair. If you don't want to and someone else wants to, just have a meeting and vote yourself out.
Okay, so you think Debbie has enough time already? No, just joking.
No, Deborah's not going to do it. She's
I
just
know.
gonna give you the-
I'm just
Okay.
giving her.
I know.
Well, you can figure it out while you're riding your bike, right?
Yeah.
Okay, is there any more questions? All right,
Wow. This many hands makes the work light.
Thank you.
This is so much
That's
fun.
right.
Wow.
Now I would like to now introduce Deborah Ullman. And Deborah, would you have some comments to end with?
Well, I attended both this meeting and the Canva meeting. So my assignment is to put a Canva on Meetup. So
I know.
Yeah, I know. So this is so perfect. It's like double multitasking, and you want for one. It's my time. It's going to be so much more efficient because it's for this group. So I'm excited. This is really fun.
And you know what? I know that no one is going to ever call me again, ever, because they know I'm going to be asking them to do something. My phone will be silent from this point on.
You'll be on my committee anyway.
Ying Ming will come.
Roberta, you'll be on my committee anyway.
Oh, is that how it works?
To answer the question of, was the Canva meeting recorded? Yes, the Canva meeting was recorded. Clarice will be uploading those meetings, this meeting and the Canva meeting on the D33 website. Is that correct, Clarice?
Yes, and it should be uploaded by this weekend.
Okay.
In fact, the Canva one should be uploaded by this afternoon.
Okay.
That's amazing.
So
Yay.
and I did receive about 15 emails of people saying why they could not attend this meeting or the Canva meeting this morning. So those people who could not attend, they were asking, would we please record? So we do have those we will have those recordings available on the D33 website. Deborah Goldman, you have a question?
Yes, I thought that's what this meeting was for, because when I looked at the email I got, that's what it said. It was for Canva and starting at 10:30. So was it at an earlier time today?
Okay, so Deborah, I made the announcement earlier that we had a mix-up in our Zoom accounts or the way it went into the system. So we had to go back and switch the time frames. The time frame was at 10:15 according to our flyer, but we did not start our meeting. We just did a little small talk until 10:30. Okay, so you did not miss anything.
Yeah, I didn't.
Did that answer your question?
Well, I didn't miss anything on this Meetup part, but what I thought I was coming into is Canva.
Okay, yes, Canva was posted twice. We sent 2 registration.
Yeah, I know. What I'm saying is when I registered for it, then I got an email that, congratulated me in getting it, and it gave the Canva, and it gave me the link, Zoom link, and it told me the time, and the time was for today at 10:30. So then there's some kind of mix-up going on.
There was a mix-up, Deborah. There was a mix-up, and we attempted to correct the mix-up. We apologize if you were one of the ones that did not get the correct.
All right, but I'm glad it's recorded, so I'll look at it that way.
And Deborah, we're going to be doing another Canva on, what is it, August 27th?
August 10th.
Yeah.
August 10th.
August 10th, and then also August 27th, right, Flora?
Yes, we have 3 meetings scheduled. We have a meeting scheduled for August 10 at 7 p.m. Maria Acevedo in Division F, the Canva chair, will be hosting that meeting. We also will be having a team meeting, which will be all of the members, that would like to participate in Canva. We're going to have that meeting on August 27th at 10 a.m. We will have a guest speaker that is an expert from one of the other regions in Toastmasters International, Marcy Fields. She is the regional public relations person from another region, okay, not our region. And that's going to be at 10 a.m. September the 24th at 10 a.m. Okay. So we have a calendar going. We have the Canva going. We do need to schedule another meeting for our meetup. Okay. But Ying Ming, Linda, and Richard will give us a date on the next meetup committee meeting.
All right.
Uh,
I'm excited
A
about all
question
this.
to you, do we have a list of people here already?
I
You
do.
can send me out, and I will sit down and talk to Linda and Rachel and Kevin. Kevin is on the committee too, kind of discuss when is a good time to meet.
Right. Okay. Yes, I do have that list. I can share with you.
And I'm good. I'm good every evening is okay with me for any committee meeting.
Okay, so they're gonna have a committee meeting and we will have another member meeting
Right.
once we get our committees going on Meetup. And when we get some information that we could share with the clubs and members.
Yeah, really everybody's input was so valuable.
Yes.
We can't develop something and we don't know what people are thinking. So thank you so much for coming.
Yeah. Yes, we do. Thank you. Deborah, you have any comments to make, Deborah, on?
No, I'm excited.
Well, I'm excited about all of us using Meetup and Canva. I'm excited about the whole Toastmaster year. We have an exciting year. Toastmasters International has given us new tools to work with. And those people who have been in Toastmasters past 15 years, I'm not going to name any names, but those who have been in Toastmasters past 15 years, you know, and I know that Toastmasters International is serving us well because they're giving us new tools, new energy, and new information. We gave them the idea of we wanted to go virtual and we all went virtual because of the pandemic. Now they have tools above we could ever think of. Thank you all. Clarice, do you have a comment?
No, I don't. I'm good. Thank you.
Immediate past
This is
district
great.
director.
This is, I'm stoked. I love technology and I love these new tools and how we're using them.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Well, let's go back to also Clarice has developed some things that I'm going to use, templates on Canva. So we can use these in Meetup. We can use them on our websites, all different kinds of places, and very little effort on our part to make something look good that's branded.
Right. Well, we will conclude this meeting at this time. And if there's nothing else, this meeting is now adjourned.
All right.
Thank you, everybody.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye.
you for the information.
Bye-bye.
That was a very good meeting.
Good teamwork.
Thank you.
Well, we're looking forward to working with you, Linda.